Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing a blind buy perfume haul and unboxing, of course. I'm going to be sharing my first impressions of all of these fragrances. Most of them are brand new. There are a few that are just new for me, but I want to begin by unboxing these two KKW fragrances because this is my first venture into celebrity fragrance. For as many fragrances as I have in my collection, none of them are celebrity fragrances, and not for any one reason in particular. It's just in a whole world that I have yet to discover. And I did kind of poll the audience on my last Love It or Leave It video, and I asked if you guys would be interested in these types of reviews, and most people said no. By that point, I had already placed the order anyway, and I am just so curious to see what all of the hype is about for myself. So both of these perfumes are from the latest KKW fragrance and Jeff Leathem collaboration. There were 3 fragrances total launched. The third was described as more unisex, which isn't usually my style. So for the sake of saving money, I just went with the 2 that really sounded the most tempting to me. So this is Caramel Orchid and Iconic Gardenia. I love Gardenia. I really love caramel, so hopefully it will be a positive experience. I believe each of these fragrances retails for $40 each, so not a terrible price point. I want to begin by unboxing Caramel Orchid. The notes are listed on the back of the box. It says, Cocoa, Salted Caramel, and Elegant Divana explode in the introduction. Sun-kissed ylang, exotic blue heliotrope, and divine jasmine fill the heart. Vanilla, cashmere woods, and cloud-like musks envelop the senses. The description of this fragrance was too enticing to resist. They lured me in and captured my attention, and I think the bottle is a very interesting design. It's very minimal, kind of cute. I don't love it. It doesn't really do anything for me, but I think it's nice, and it makes sense for the collaboration. So the top just comes off, and here we go. Let's test this one out. So this is supposed to be more of a gourmand type of fragrance. I don't love it. I don't hate it. This might be one that I have to just wear on my skin. We have so many fragrances to test out today, so I'm going to stick to the blotters for now, just my initial review. Here's what I don't like about it. I don't pick up any of those key notes that really excited me. It smells very sweet and fruity. I don't really get a lot of caramel. How weird. This is not at all what I expected. It's not a bad fragrance. It is just so different from what I thought it was going to be that my brain is a little bit confused. Okay, let me spray this again. Let me go back to the beginning because this is a bit weird. Yeah, it smells juicy, fruity, kind of body splash-esque. Definitely don't get any salted caramel. What were the other notes? Let's see. No cocoa. I don't get any salted caramel. I don't even really pick up on jasmine, cashmere woods, vanilla. Not at all. How interesting. Okay, so I'm going to put this down for now. We'll move on to the next fragrance. I want to revisit this and see how it dries down on the blotter, and I will definitely try all of these fragrances on my skin at some point. I'm just thrown at how different the description is to the actual fragrance. Next up, we have Iconic Gardenia. This description says, sweet honeysuckle, sparkling mandarin, and orange blossom unfold at first spritz. At the heart, feminine gardenia, buttery tuberose, and true jasmine bloom. Vanilla orchid, tonka bean, and sandalwood wrap the wearer in a feminine floral sea. So this also sounds kind of smooth, like a creamy, delicious floral fragrance. And I love the white packaging. It's the same pretty bottle design, just in white instead of brown. Right. Here we go. Hopefully I didn't waste all my money. It's really pretty. If you love gardenia, I think it's really nice. It's very straightforward, white floral. It's pretty clean and simple, which I like. There's a little something coming through that I don't love 100%. It's definitely gardenia, but I wouldn't say it's iconic. It's just kind of light floral. It's there. It's not really giving me anything special, anything to be excited about. I will say it's a lot closer to the description than the caramel orchid, so I don't feel disappointed by this fragrance. I guess you get what you pay for, but I'm still pretty disappointed by these fragrances. Maybe I should have known better. I probably should have watched more reviews of the brand. I just kind of read the notes and got overly excited, and I read somewhere, some interview where Kim said that she liked to layer these two, so I thought, ooh, I'll just go for those two because they're the most interesting to me anyway. But yeah, neither one of these is very great, so I imagine layering them will just be more of the same. I don't think there's any magic combination of sprays that I could come up with that would somehow make these fragrances smell better than they do already. At least I know now for the future, I won't be tempted by any other new launches. Let me know your experience if you picked up any of the fragrances from this particular collection, or if there are any other KKW fragrances that you love, that you wear, that you would recommend. Let me know down in the comment section your experience with the brand. Tom Ford better not let me down. I picked up the new Rose Garden collection. So this is the Private Blend Roses Travel Collection with Atomizer. I figured this was the best way to go to try all three because you get a little vial of all three with the atomizer for $200 versus $270 for the fragrances individually. And I placed my order on the Bloomingdale's website and they had a great promotion going on at the time. Hopefully it's still going on. I think when you spent X amount of dollars, they sent you a $75 gift card. So I purchased this and a Valentine's Day gift for my husband, and I got the $75, which was really nice. I always talk about their loyalty program. I think it's one of the best out of any department store. We're pretty lucky down in South Florida that we even have a Bloomingdale's, so it's easier to make returns. I know there aren't as many Bloomingdale's as there are other department stores, so it can make it a little bit difficult, but I do really love their loyalty program. They have never sponsored me. I just truly enjoy shopping there. This is what it looks like inside. The fragrances are Rose del Mafi, Rose de Chine, and Rose de Russie. So 3 different types of rose fragrances, which I typically really love rose. Rose Prick is one of my favorite fragrances, definitely from Tom Ford. So hopefully at least one of these will really amaze me. I want to try Rose del Amalfi first. This fragrance was inspired by Tom Ford's favorite Italian coast of Amalfi. This rose is sprinkled with fresh citruses and spices. It opens with Italian bergamot and mandarin paired with pink pepper with rose, heliotrope, and almond. The atomizer comes empty. It's really easy to fill. You just pop the little fragrance right in there, kind of push it down till it's nice and snug, and then it's also really easy to remove. So if you like all 3 fragrances, it would be easy to just pick whichever one is your favorite and throw it in your travel bag. So let's see. This is Rose del Amalfi. That's pretty. Wow. This I really like so far. It's soft, rose, a little bit fresh, slightly powdery, but it does kind of instantly make me think of a luxurious vacation. What a difference just to smell this fragrance directly after smelling the 2 KKW fragrances. There's just no question which one is the luxury fragrance. This is next level compared to the KKW. You certainly want to feel like you're getting your money's worth. And I think with this fragrance you are. This is really nice. Very different for Tom Ford. Unexpected even. I'm not getting as much almond as I would hope for, but who knows, maybe when it dries down a little bit more, the almond will really come forward. I just swapped out my Rose d'Amalfi for Rose de Chine. This is described as smoky, sensual rose, yellow peony, labdanum, and myrrh with a hint of smoky accords. So this sounds more true to Tom Ford fragrance. All right, Rose de Chine, here we go. Wow. This is so pretty. It's very bold and intense. It's still rose forward. And it's spicy. Definitely pick up on the frankincense. And myrrh. It's a little bit Christmassy spice. I really like this fragrance as well. Definitely more on the unisex side. I could even see this leaning a little bit masculine because it is a little deeper and moodier. But I could see myself wearing this. I think I would most likely maybe layer this with something else, potentially another Tom Ford. This is your spicy, smoky rose. But also very different from Rose Prick. I think Rose Prick has a little bit more sweetness compared to the Rose de Chine. Although now I feel like I need to compare the two. Okay. For the sake of comparison, this is Rose Prick. Just kind of want to see what the main difference is. Okay, yes, this is definitely sweeter. And it's more of a jammy rose. I love Rose Prick. Rose Prick is so nice. The Rose de Chine is also really nice, but it's not as punchy. I don't think you get quite as much of the rose, the hardiness, the sweetness. Rose Prick is much more feminine. The Rose de Chine is just unisex. No question, Rose Prick is my favorite of the two. Maybe now it's just had a moment to dry down on the blotter. It smells very nice. It kind of smells like walking through a very old rose garden. And finally, Rose de Russie. This is described as opulent, dramatic, blends Russian black leather with a rich rose scent. Also features notes of white pepper and woods for a sexy and warm finish. Right? There we go. Took a second. All right, Rose de Russie, are you going to be the winner? No. No. That is a tough one. Oof. No, this is not for me. I did kind of think smoky, woody, probably wouldn't be up my alley, but I did hold out a little hope because it's a rose fragrance. Doesn't really smell that warm and sexy. Maybe it does in the dry down. It smells very harsh. Like it was really hard to even take a full nostril full of this fragrance. I struggled to breathe for a moment. Not for me. I think this is very masculine. I'm not sure I would even want to smell this on my husband. I just don't think I really like the fragrance. I mean, this is wood. And nothing else. But not like a sweet, creamy sandalwood. It's more like a smoky oak tree that's still covered in dirt, straight from the earth. Definitely dramatic. My response has certainly been dramatic to this fragrance. It's just not right for me. Don't like it at all. I don't know. I've smelled so many things at this point. I need to maybe take a break and then come back to this when my nose is fresh. I might not feel quite as strongly about it. I just know I don't really like this. I would not want to wear this. I wouldn't want to smell it on anybody. I don't really pick up on any rose or any other notes. It's just forest. And not in a luscious, delicious kind of stroll through the forest kind of way. No. I'm returning to the first two. This is Rose d'Amalfi. This is Rose de Chine, right? Yes, that's how I picked them up. Ooh, yes. I am getting a little bit more almond. Oh, and what a breath of fresh air from smelling the Rose de Russie. I still really like Rose de Chine as well. It's kind of a soft, powdery, slightly floral almond dry down. I love that. Wow. And the Rose de Chine is nice too. I love frankincense and myrrh and kind of those nice sweet spices. And I love that you can really pick up on the rose of this fragrance. In Rose de Russie, I could smell no rose. That being said, I'm not sure this is worth the elevated price point. I like it. I'm not sure I would spend $270 on a full-size bottle of this. And I don't think it's perfect. When I wear this, and I will because I'm going to keep my little trio set, I will probably have to layer this with something else. Not because I would have to, because it's just repulsive on its own. I would want to really take it to the next level. I feel like it's missing maybe a little vanilla. Vanilla makes everything better, doesn't it? When in doubt, add vanilla. That is just the key. If you ever get stuck with a fragrance and you don't really want to go through it, but you don't really want to waste it, usually you can just spritz on a little vanilla, layer the fragrances, and you're good. That's probably what I would do with this. Trying to think. I'll have to go through my collection and see what I have, see what I can come up with. But this, on its own, I think is kind of perfect. Rose d'Amalfi is so nice, but this is definitely like daytime, kind of light, fresh. I'm trying to think. Would I wear this? Would I buy it? I can see myself wearing this. Well, I guess I have the travel size. That's the good thing about picking up the set. Once I go through my atomizer and I've worn it out and about, I can see how it works with my skin. If I really enjoy wearing it, if I feel good wearing it, then maybe in the future I would invest in the full-size bottle of the Rose d'Amalfi. That is the only one of the three that really stands out to me as being full bottle worthy. I was going to say I could give Rose de Russie to my husband, but I think I wouldn't give that fragrance to my worst enemy. I don't know who I'm going to gift it to or how I'm going to get rid of it. I also have two discovery sets here. This one I purchased from Sephora. I was very excited to see this new brand that I had never heard of. So I'm not sure if this is new or just new to Sephora, but it's the Chris Collins discovery set. I think there are 4 fragrances inside to try. They all sound really delicious. And then this was sent to me complimentary. Everything else I purchased myself. This is the Fragrance Discovery Collection from Chantecaille. And I've heard a lot about their fragrances throughout the years, but I've never tried them. I don't remember trying a single Chantecaille fragrance. So in this discovery set, there are a lot of perfumes here. This discovery set comes with 9 fragrances to try. First, let's unbox this Chris Collins discovery set. Knowing nothing about the brand, I think this presentation is really impressive. It looks really beautiful. I've smelled so many fragrances already today. I went ahead and I sprayed each of these blotter cards, and I'm going to go through each one of these fragrances pretty quickly. There were 5 fragrances inside, so let's begin with the first. This is Citrus Grande. I really like this perfume, and I don't typically lean towards citrusy fragrances, but it's light, fresh, a little bit sweet. Does not smell anything like cleaning materials. This is a really beautiful citrus fragrance. Is it something that I would buy? Probably not, but I will wear the sample. The next sample is Harlem Nights. Now this fragrance, I'm not a fan of. I do think it leans maybe a bit masculine. It's definitely not something that I would wear. Not something I would really like to smell on my husband either. There's something about it I don't love. Now Lost in Paradise is really nice. It's very smooth, a little bit creamy, very tropical, kind of perfect for summer. As much as I like it, I don't know if it stands out enough for me to pick up the full-size bottle. It reminds me a lot of other fragrances in my collection. Like if you already have Fragrance de Bois Santal Complete, you probably could skip this. Oh wow, now this I love. Long Kiss Goodnight. It's a little bit sweet, very sensual, a bit chocolatey. Reminds me a lot of For Your Love by Mise en Cere, a little bit Baccarat Rouge 540, maybe Sensual Instinct from Montal. But it's different. It almost has a creamy, chocolatey candy finish. Last but not least is Danse Sauvage. I've probably gone nose blind at this point, but I smell kettle corn. Like it's a little bit sweet, a little bit salty, buttered popcorn. And pencil shavings. That's what I can smell. Not something that I would probably wear. These are my two favorites, Lost in Paradise and Long Kiss Goodnight. I'm going to try both of these on my skin. But overall, I'm very impressed with this brand. Each of the fragrances smelled high quality, complex. There was a lot going on. Even if it wasn't something that I liked, I could still appreciate the artistry in the fragrance. So I'm excited to see what else they come out with. But these two are great. Now let's get into this Chantecaille box. 9 fragrances is too many, but I still wanted to try the fragrances that I thought sounded really great, the ones that I thought would stand out to me, and I found 3 that I like the most: Le Wild, Petals, and Frangipani. Of course, I still need to try them on my skin and wear them each individually to truly be able to judge them. None of them really stood out to me as being like, oh wow, this is amazing, this is the one. But I would say these 3 smelled the most pleasant, so I would give these a try. Petals would probably be my number 1 favorite. Keynotes include freesia, fresh gardenia, wet petals, orange flowers, jasmine tuberose, cedar, ambergris, sandalwood, musk, and ambrox. And that completes today's video. There were definitely some hits and misses today, which is bound to happen, especially with a blind buy. I do my best to read the notes and get a good feel for the fragrance before I purchase, but, mistakes were made. That's okay. There were also some really incredible discoveries here. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. As always, I will be listing everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be listed down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.